Hello!
Hello. Hi, I'm Lydia.
And I'm Sarah.
I'm Paul.
And we're here for the Bright City Change album live listen along. Change came out today.
Woo!
So exciting. So this evening we're going to be listening through track by track all the songs on the album, and in between have a bit of behind the scenes, hear from the team, chat about everything. We've got a live chat going, so somewhere around here you can chat to us, ask questions, tell us your thoughts, tell us your favourite song, tell us what snack you've brought along tonight. I've got popcorn.
Oh yeah, us too.
Popcorn, cup of tea.
Lovely. Yeah, and
through.
let us know what you've got. And yeah, over to Paul.
We'll be here for about an hour and a half. We think it's about an hour and a half together, and it's going to be so good. And the significance of this for us is, Bright City is the worship movement of St. Peter's, Brighton. And what was this occasion that people were about to dive into?
So this was the 10-year anniversary of St. Peter's, and we all met together as a church community for an evening of stories and sharing and worship, and it was a lot of fun.
It was amazing, wasn't it? So we're about to talk to Archie and Sam, who are the leaders, the vicar of St. Peter's Church, Brighton. Hey, well, we've been joined by Archie and Sam. Hey, Archie and Sam.
Hey. Hey. Oh, it's really great that you're here with us. So we'd love to hear from you about the context for that night.
Amazing. Well, we've been, it's great to be here, and we're so excited about tonight. We've been thinking about how to celebrate 10 years at St. Peter's, and I think in discussion with Paul and Sarah and one or two others, we thought, well, what better than to record a live praise worship event in that building, because praise has been so much at the heart of our journey this decade. And also that building, which is known as the unofficial Cathedral of Brighton, I mean, it's built to be rammed full of people praising God. And this sense that anything that we do in that building has a kind of overflow to our city. And so this whole thing of it being a kind of prophetic cry of praise over our city was born for that evening.
Amazing. So good. And Sam, can you tell us a bit about what worship means to us as a church?
Yeah, I think we'd always had this. I think from the first time we went down to look at the building and to be in the building, we didn't know really what to do, what the answer for our city was. But I think we always said, like, Paul, get your guitar out, let's worship. That had kind of been our kind of stance, that had been our posture. And I think, if in doubt, worship, like that's how we go out, that's how we set ourselves towards the Lord, and everything else follows. So worship is so key. And I love to party, I love organising parties. And in such a significant time like this, we were brainstorming, what should we do? And I think it felt so right to go out in this posture of worship, which is really about saying thank you to God, and praising his name, and going everything that's gone before, everything that you've done, God, in our city for the last 10 years. We want to thank you, we want to worship you, we want to give you the honour and praise. And we're also expectant about what you're going to do for the next decade. And so it felt so incredible. And having so many people there as well, in that space, and recording everyone's voices was just incredible. Yeah, amazing.
Amazing. Well, thanks, Archie and Sam, for your leadership. Here we go. Broken Hallelujah.
My thanks and praise and all
Amazing.
Oh yeah.
I'm
amazing.
Why do you do that? Why did you do that?
I know it's. I used to take the mick out of it, and then realised you can't actually clap with a mic.
True.
That's kind of why you do it.
True.
It's legendary.
Legendary.
Love it. Welcome back if you've just joined us. We are going through our Change album, which was released today. This is our live listen along. And we've got Henry Milne with us. Henry, as you can see from the video we just watched, leads worship amazingly, but also does loads of other stuff as part of our team. Henry, do you want to tell us a bit about what you do?
Yeah, sure. Well, as part of Bright City, there's kind of musicians and producers. We also have an amazing team of like artists and photographers, videographers, designers, and I help to kind of run that little team. So we've always, along with the music, really appreciated good design and always wanted to make it feel like a holistic kind of experience with music and also art. So I've been involved with some of the creative direction of the album and the progression of the Bright City slash that you might see.
So good.
In the first record and second, and now we've kind of taken that and kind of moved it on again. This time we've kind of assigned a colour and a direction for each song. Each song has its own colour and slash, and then together it makes up the kind of the whole album. So each song has its own identity, and then as kind of one, as they all come together, it makes like the full album.
Amazing.
Yeah, I love that because I love the color wheels. So good. And there's visuals right through the night captured on video. So you see, they're amazing. And a lot of the visuals, Hen, if I'm remembering right, are all kind of Brighton scenes, aren't they? Taken from different bits of landscape in Brighton.
Yeah, we went round kind of streets of Brighton, taking photos, different textures and colors, and wanted to make it feel kind of this like the sound of Brighton, really.
Amazing.
And then use different colors on top of that. And as you see in the videos, we use live visuals on the night. So that's kind of those textures and colors, which is amazing. Luke Brown created all those. So it's so nice now with the kind of album being released to see all that kind of from the live videos, and then all the design throughout kind of artwork of the record all kind of come together and like kind of all match, which is quite satisfying.
So good. Oh, well, the visuals to this project are amazing. So well done, Hen.
no sin, and no shame, no failure could separate. So deep, so wide, this love that won't run dry. So strong, so high, 'cause there is nothing like your love. Endless as the ocean deep, your love, tireless in pursuit of me. Oh God, you're never giving up, you're never giving up on us. How great is your love. Oh God, you're never giving up, you're never giving up on us. How great is your love. So deep, so wide, this love that won't run dry. So strong, so high, 'cause there is nothing like your love. Endless as the ocean deep, your love, tireless in pursuit of me. Oh God, you're never giving up, you're never giving up on us. How great is your love. Oh God, you're never giving up, you're never giving up on us. How great is your love.
Welcome back. If you've just joined us over on YouTube, we're here listening live to our Change album, which was released today, which is very exciting. Paul, do you want to tell us a bit about the name change? The name change.
The name change.
The name is change.
The name is change. And yeah, well, this next song, Change, has become, I suppose, the title. Well, it's not even supposed. It's the title track of the record, and it's been a really significant song for us, hasn't it, as a church, particularly in the team. And so it felt like that title Change was the right one from really the get-go of the whole project. But you know, just to speak into that for a moment, you know, we believe as a team and as a church that true worship, when we get true worship right, it always leads to change. You know, when you stand before the majesty of heaven, things are going to change. So, you know, that's in our lives, in our church, in our city, in this nation. Worship changes the atmosphere.
You are the one who called for the dead man to rise. You mix the dirt and open the eyes of the blind. Reach for the woman and lifted her out of the dust. You came from heaven to show us the wonder of love. Here in your power, daring to dream. Give us the faith to believe. We can see a change coming. Our God is here to save. We can see a change coming. The streets are filled with praise. We can see a change coming. The church will take her place. We can see a change coming. Revival's on its way. Revival's on its way. You are the voice that steadies the storm and the sea.
insight into like what we were thinking when we wrote this song. Like, why are these people singing this song? Why are we singing a song about something which hasn't even happened yet? So I'm just gonna like give you a little download about what we were thinking and what I am sometimes thinking when we sing this song, right? I believe it. I believe this song. I believe that the things that we say in this could be true. Otherwise I wouldn't have been involved in this. When we standing here now trying to tell you it and shop it to you. But inside my heart, I'm a bit of a cynic, man. And I've lived like a little bit of time now to have seen God do some stuff in my life, in some of the people I know's life, in my family's life. I've seen it. I know it's real. I believe it with all of my heart. But I also have seen God not do some stuff that I wanted him to do. And that has a bit of a like knock on you, right? But that might be my experience, but it's not necessarily the truth of what I believe, or the truth of what God says about any situation, or the truth about what God says about our city. So when we got together and we started writing this, we were saying, what would it look like if the stuff in the Bible actually happened? Like if we could actually just go out onto like London Road and mix up some mud and some blind person would start seeing. Or we would be walking down Preston Street or something like that, and someone would just pop up who'd be sitting there begging you for change and they can't really walk and they started walking. Like what would it actually look like if revival was on its way? And it doesn't really matter if you're a bit of a cynic and you think that it might not happen, because actually what Paul was saying earlier was true. This song is prophetic, isn't it? You can feel it when you start singing that chorus. We can see a change coming. It's a prophetic statement about something which you might not really feel is true, but the reality it actually is true, because Jesus said it's true, the Bible said it's true, and it is the truth about our situation. So whether you believe it or not right now, it is the truth, and we're going to start singing this as if it's going to happen. And what we're saying about right now is the fulfillment of a prophetic word that happened 10 years ago tonight, and we're going to prophesy this song over our city and over the walls around us. So when we sing, we can see a change coming. I don't care if inside your heart you're not sure, because sometimes I'm not sure, but I state that in the name of Jesus as if it is a prophetic word that will come true. So when we round this up now, I want you to loud it up, sing it out, push it out, but prophesy over this city, okay? Alright, let's do it.
We can see a change coming.
Come on.
Our God is here to save. We can see a change coming.
The streets, they're filled with praise. The church will take her place. Revival.
We can see a change coming. Our God is here to save. We can see a change coming. The streets are filled with praise. We can see a change coming. The church will take her place. We can see a change coming. Revival's on its way.
We believe it, we believe it, we believe it. Revival is on its way.
Oh wow, the revival's on its way.
Good. I love it.
Believe it, believe it, believe it.
Oh man. Oh, we got Miles with us. Woo woo. Hello, Miles.
Hey,
You will have
guys.
just welcome back. If you're just joining us, you will have just seen Miles leading us in that amazing song. Miles, you've got a lot less hair than when I last saw you.
Yeah, man.
You've gone for a lockdown do.
Yeah, it's kind of a lockdown slash just sort of age
Nice. Hmm.
No, that was such an amazing moment on a real highlight for me on the evening itself. Just you encouraging everyone, and I remember you saying to me just before we led worship, actually, Miles, that like you're like, I'm not sure I'm feeling it. You know,
Yeah.
I don't know. You even said something to me like, I don't really even know what I'm going to say, I was like, oh. But I was like, no, you have to say something tonight, Miles. We just knew, and I'm so glad you did. Yeah, mate, tell us about from your side.
Well, I think even before I literally walked on and took the mic, I was thinking, I don't know what I'm going to say. I had a few ideas of thinking I would sort of expand a bit on the song, like what the change means, what change looks like. But I really had no notes. I'd not written anything down, and I'd just been thinking about it. I had one conversation with a friend from St. Peter's that day that kind of made me think maybe I should say that. But I was not joking when I said to you, mate, I don't know what I'm going to say. And the thing is, I think that's just to encourage other people who feel like slightly prophetic, or you have like, a bit of a prophetic edge. I've always felt like that. And so, but I always forget though, like just before I do something or I say something, even if I speak something to a friend, which is like a prophetic word, but in that more like in that context where there's like a lot of people and you just feel the pressure, you're like, I've got to say something now, or I'm going to say something. I reminded myself in this conversation that I always feel like that before I share something. You get like this kind of like start of a word, like the first bit that you think you're going to say, but I never know what I'm going to say until it comes out.
Wow. But
you just got to like trust that feeling.
Well, we're so glad you were.
I wasn't lying, man. I didn't know what I was going to say.
We were so glad you were obedient then, and like just stepped out that night, because it's captured an amazing moment. And Miles, you wrote on this song "Change" as well. You alongside Johnny and Sarah, you guys birthed this song and brought it to the wider Brighton City team. And but when we wrote this song, and then particularly even when we recorded it back in November, we weren't aware of any of the changes that were about to happen. What would you speak into that, given that this song's called "Change"? And
well, I think like, man, we had no idea. Obviously, no one did. But I also not saying that like we prophesied this time to happen, but when you prophesy, it's not necessarily that you're just like predicting the future. It's more that you're speaking those things into being. You're speaking that into like reality out of the spiritual realm. I think that like kind of makes sense. Let me know if that's like totally like total heresy. But I think that when you prophesy something, you're like calling out something which could be there in the future, but you're actually like bringing it into reality. So I'm not saying we've like done that with coronavirus, nothing obviously, but it's almost like the change is coming, and obviously corona has like caused that to happen. But what is the change like in light of like what we're saying in this song that is coming around now? Like, what are the positive outcomes of what's going to happen after we come out of shutdown? I would feel more like I'm much more excited about coming to church. Not that I wasn't that excited, but you go to church every week. So if you go every week, it's like, it becomes the thing. We haven't been for ages. I'm looking forward to that first Sunday when we worship.
I cannot wait.
Yeah. So I feel like some of the changes coming could be really, really good for the church. One of the changes for me, I feel like, is that I can no longer rely on the priests to like convert my friends. Like if I want to tell my friends about Jesus, the aim has changed from thinking if I could just get my friend to come to church, they'll become a Christian. No, like the change is no one's going to convert my friend now, man. I need to tell my friends about Jesus.
Wow.
That's a strong impact on me. Like really, really, even though I haven't seen anyone, become like way bolder, thinking, Bex, if we don't tell these people, our friends, about Jesus, then no one's going to. We can't get them to come to hear like the vicar convert them anymore.
That's so true.
So good. And I suppose like thinking on a wide, scale, like there are changes happening at the moment that will affect generations to come, economic ones, but I suppose the amazing thing, and like we said, we didn't know change was coming. This change was coming when we recorded this record, but we're still believing, aren't we, that even despite some of those changes, that God still wants to bring His kingdom to the earth, and sort of so that we're still sort of calling, like you said, Mark, calling His kingdom in to reality. So it's like it's exciting.
And then it links so nicely into the next song.
Yeah,
it's like in this like really troubled time when there is change coming, and even if the change is like so good, like it's still destabilizing, even if you're the agent of that change, or even if you want there to be change. And we're always praying for change. Rock of our salvation is that kind of like solid cross.
Yeah.
Jesus is the rock, never gets moved. Like he's the only thing that stayed the same through this whole time.
When I am shaken, when I am lost, you're always waiting here at the cross. In every shadow, you never change. Christ, my foundation, again and again. My life is built forever in you, Jesus, faithful one. You're strong when I am weak. You are my hope. In you're the rock I'm standing on. Lord, I will trust you. Don't let me fall. You are my lifeline, my savior, my all. My life is built forever in you, Jesus, faithful one. You're strong when I am weak. You are my hope. And you're the rock I'm standing on. My life is built forever in you, Jesus, faithful one. You're strong when I am weak. You are my hope. And you're the rock I'm standing on. Before a word was spoken, the hands that held creation were wrapped around my heart. Before a day had broken, you set your love in motion. Forever you were faithful. Come on. Before a word was spoken, the hands that held creation were wrapped around my heart. Before a day had broken, you set your love in motion. Forever you are faithful. Jesus, you are faithful. Jesus, you if you had never given grace? It was love that held you there upon the cross. It was love that led you to the grave. Forgiven, I've been set free. Oh, the power of Christ in me, my Jesus, my victory. Oh, the promise of Christ in me. What if hope had never conquered darkness, and the storm had not been rolled away? It was love that poured into your lifeless lungs. It was love that raised you from the grave. Forgiven, I've been set free. Oh, the power of Christ in me, my Jesus, my victory. Oh, the promise of Christ in me. Oh, hail our Savior, praise Him forever. Jesus has overcome, dying to save us, rising to raise us. There's no one like our God. Oh, hail our Savior, praise Him forever. Jesus has overcome. Shame has been silenced.
We've got Johnny and Sarah Bird with us. Hi, guys.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you doing?
You're
We're good.
Thanks so much for joining us.
So good. And Johnny, you're the producer of this record. You're the captain of the ship. And,
I don't know about that, but yes.
And Johnny, you've done an incredible job in producing this record. Sounds incredible. It's so good. But this was sort of a one capture thing, as people are already seeing on the night. This was all recorded on one evening. We talked about maybe splitting it across a few days or some church services, but we thought, no, this is our 10th anniversary. Let's just go for it one night. And you were like, okay, but how did you feel at the night?
Yeah, definitely a bit nervous. We had kind of one chance. We knew we could do a couple of songs again at the end of the night if we had a car crash or something, but actually, no, the band pulled it off. Everyone did so well, and it was such an amazing night. And I feel like we really captured something that was really special and unique to that night as well.
And Sarah, like preparing a team, you run the Brighton City musicians and our team in Brighton, like preparing musicians for a night like that must be quite a thing. How did you go about that?
Yeah, well, with our sort of previous albums, it's they've been studio records and a lot of people involved in the songwriting anyway, so that's all really collaborative. We're a big team, and with those studio records, obviously you've got people coming and going from the studio and lots of opportunity for hanging out and eating together. But with this, it was the one evening, the one take, so we're trying to work out a way of still bringing that family feel to everything, and then not feeling just sort of like a rushed thing. Really wanted to take our time with it, so we took the band away for a couple of days for, you would say, holiday.
Summer holiday.
Or like a retreat, just at the time for pre-production. So we did do a lot of rehearsing and going through the songs, but also hanging out and spending some time together, just
playing ping pong.
A lot of table tennis. But actually, it's amazing how much that makes a difference when you then do come to play. And we have big value on that as a team. Anyway, our team are split into bands that try and play frequently together. For our Sunday services. So it felt like it sort of brought all that element of family and things into this. Yeah, I think you can hear it. I think you can hear the...
And in the videos, you can see it. In the videos we've been watching, you can just see like the dynamics and the energy and the kind of like chemistry between the whole team, which is awesome.
Definitely.
It's amazing, actually, just thinking like it's this Bright City family, but also the family of the church. One thing we haven't talked about, Johnny, is like the voice on the project is really the church, isn't it? Like it's sort of this big voice. It's actually a big room. Must have been a nightmare for you production-wise.
Yeah, I mean, it's always a challenge when you're mixing live sound in there. So I wasn't sure how it would translate on a recording, on a record. There's always a bit of like an 8-second reverb in the church. So whether that would kind of make everything sound muddy and cluttered, but actually what really comes across really well is like the singing, and it really sounds beautiful. And I think you can hear that on this next song.
Yours is the glory. Yours is the highest praise. Yours is the power. Hallelujah. Our God reigns. Yours is the glory. Yours is the highest praise. Yours is the power. Hallelujah. Our God reigns. not to us, to your name. Be lifted up, be lifted up. Build your throne in this place. Be lifted up, be lifted up. Yours is the glory. Yours is the highest praise. Yours is the power. Hallelujah. Our God reigns. Not to us, to your name. Be lifted up, be lifted up. Build your throne in this place. Be lifted up, be lifted up. Not to us, to your name. Be lifted up, be lifted up. Build your throne in this place. Be lifted up, be lifted up. Our God reigns forever. Your kingdom reigns. Let's lift our hands to sing. Our God reigns. Our God reigns forever. Your kingdom reigns. Our God reigns. Our God reigns. Faithful shepherd, feed me in the pastures green, and faithful shepherd, lead me where thy steps are seen. Hold me fast and guide me in the narrow way, and so with thee beside me, I shall never stray. Father, let this be my prayer, to follow you alone. Father, let this be my prayer until you call me home. Daily bring me nearer to the heavenly shore, and make my faith grow clearer, and may I love you more. Hallow every pleasure, every gift and pain, and be thyself my treasure, although none else I gain. Father, let this be my prayer, to follow you alone. Father, let this be my prayer until you call me home. Father, let this be my prayer to follow you alone. Father, let this be my prayer until you call me home. Father, let this be my prayer to follow you alone. Father, let this be my prayer until you call me home.
Oh man, my prayer gives me such nostalgia from like 5-6 years ago, when we wrote it and we first did it at the Old Market, and I had it on repeat. It's such a great song. Sarah, do you want to tell us a bit about it, where it came from? Because it was a bit of an old hymn, right?
Yeah, so it's from the Book of Common Prayers, or Prayer. Paul, you'd know better.
I don't.
From a very small book that I stole from my dad's study maybe 10 years ago that I had on my shelf. But this little, 4 verses. So actually, it's only 3 on there that we used for the live recording. But a song that we've never since done on a Sunday or any time. So we did it, like 5-6 years ago, and we wrote it, me and Lydia and the one and only Ellie lying there. And just in an afternoon, I think. The melody for the 4 verses was pretty quick, and we wanted to find like a little thing to sum it up. So we wrote a little sort of chorusy section to go with it. But I definitely was really unsure about whether it was one to do for the live recording, purely because we hadn't ever led it as like the worship team. But actually in the rehearsals, those rehearsals we were talking about earlier, we sort of had a go at it. And it's amazing. I think partly with it being part of the first album and some of those first batch of songs that we released, it's amazing. It's probably far more part of our DNA than I think I realised until sort of singing it. So, it was...
And hearing people sing it on the night was quite emotional, actually. Wasn't it?
Yeah, because I think a lot of us have sat and listened to it in our homes.
Yeah.
So, you could really feel that.
And particularly in these times, like, it's such a beautiful and helpful, simple song, isn't it? Just that God's our shepherd and he's looking after us. And we're so glad, because I remember that moment, Sarah, where you were like, I don't think we should do it. And then we did it in rehearsal, and we were all like, we have to do that. It's just it was like God's presence, wasn't it? It was amazing. So we're so glad that we went for it. So thanks for writing this song, guys. It's incredible. And Johnny, mate, why don't you set up the next song? What happens next in the night? Because that's quite a moment, the My Prayer.
It's kind of a tough act to follow, but this next song I'm really excited about. It's called Fire's Gonna Fall, and it's kind of a bit of we call it a holy riot. It's kind of a Holy Spirit song, but with some attitude, and it really kicks off the sort of the ending of the night, like the finale moment, we like to call it.
Here we go.
Here we go.
I'm going to come back weeping.
Oh, the fire's gonna fall on us. Oh, the fire's gonna fall. Every heart will know the love of God. Oh, the fire's gonna fall on us. Oh, the fire's gonna He says, when the feast of Pentecost came, or let me say that again, when it was the 10th anniversary of St. Peter's, they were all gathered together in one place. Without warning, there was a sound like a strong wind, gale force. No one could tell where it came from. It filled the whole building. Ooh. Then, like a wildfire, the Holy Spirit spread through their ranks, and they started speaking in a number of different languages as the Spirit prompted them. And then Peter said, in the last days, God says, I will pour out my Spirit on every kind of people. Your sons will prophesy, also your daughters. Your young men will see visions, your old men dream dreams. When the time comes, I'll pour out my Spirit on those who serve me, men and women both, and they'll prophesy. I'll set wonders in the sky above and signs on the earth below. Blood and fire and billowing smoke, the sun turning black and the moon blood red. Before the day of the Lord arrives, the day tremendous and marvelous. And whoever calls out for help, it says in here whoever, and that means all of us, yeah? Whoever calls out for help, to me, God will be saved. Well, I've been saved, and I want to sing this. I want to sing this for this city. Are you ready? Sing with me. Hey! Oh, the fire's gonna fall on us. Oh, the fire's gonna fall. Hit every heart under the love of God. Oh, the fire. Oh, the fire's gonna fall on us. Oh, the fire's gonna fall. Hit every heart will see the love of God. And the joy in our hearts will explode like fireworks. And the colors of God, they will light up the sky as we fall to our knees, crying, holy is the Lord. Come
Hey! Fire's gonna fall. That was unbelievable. Holy riot. Holy riot moment is what we call that, isn't it, Martin? That's holy riot.
We were having a holy riot, weren't we?
Yeah.
I love that song so much, and it's been such like a significant song for us at St. Peter's. Martin, we've heard a bit about your story of how you wrote it, but could you tell us a bit? It's such a beautiful story.
Yeah, sure. I got the chance to go to Israel a couple of years ago. And what was lovely about that trip is that I was going to take Anna, my wife, on there. But at the last minute, she said, I think I need to stay at home. And so I took my dad with me, who's 80 years old. Well, he's going to be 80 this summer. And so I'd never traveled with him ever. And so the experience was amazing of traveling around all of Israel, Jerusalem, all these amazing places with my dad. And that was just wonderful in itself. But we found ourselves on the top of Mount Carmel in an afternoon. And I suddenly had this overwhelming sense that this is where Elijah, that famous story, prayed for fire to come down from heaven to burn up the sacrifice. And it's not like you think, oh, was this the place? Is this the place? Or could this have happened? A couple of things that, you believe the truth in Scripture that this story actually happened. And yes, we are standing right here where it would have been. And I think the thing that struck me about the story wasn't necessarily that fire came down from heaven, because we all love fireworks, don't we? All like brilliant things to happen out of the ordinary. But it was that the story goes on to say that the nation of Israel returned back to serving God, So there was a move of God within that story that sent a whole nation back to following him. I think that's what touched me the most and made me believe that that could happen right now for us in our city of Brighton, of course.
Oh, so good. It's
Incredible.
such a good. Thank you so much for writing this song, Martin. There was a moment that we've just watched on the video where you're reading the Acts 2 passage, and I love when you say, Pentecost, or should I say, for the 10-year anniversary of St. Peter's, and the whole room. but it was a significant evening for us, wasn't it? But can you, in your words, why was it such a special time together?
Well, I think, it's been amazing to be involved in the church relatively from the beginning. I think we arrived a year after the church plant started. So as a family, we've been, there's a lot of history there already. It's almost 10 years. And so I think I was emotional because, we'd moved everybody over from Littlehampton, where we lived before. We've sort of plonked ourselves in Brighton and made this our base and put our roots down here, made such brilliant friends. And our children have grown up through St. Peter's. So I think it was all that emotion of, oh, wow, we've come 10 years. But okay, God, what could it look like again in another 10 years? What songs are we going to be singing? Where are we going to be? What are our kids going to be doing? What's going to be happening in our city? So I think there's all that emotion too.
So good. Oh, we're so grateful to you, Martin and Anna, for your example to us and for all these brilliant songs and singing over us. So Liz, we're almost there, aren't we?
Yeah, we are. Thanks, Martin, for joining us. This next song is almost our final song. It's our penultimate song. This is Sing Hosanna. Enjoy.
Sing Hosanna, Jesus, we're lifting you high. Great is our Savior, you're bringing all things to life. Sing Hosanna, Jesus, we're lifting you high. Great is our Savior, you're
Hosanna.
Sing Hosanna. Hi, Ellie.
Hello, how you
Welcome
doing?
to the live stream. How you doing?
So good. This is fun, isn't it?
So good. It's been great. And well done, everyone at home, if you've made it this far. We're almost at the end. We've really enjoyed having you with us.
And we can't believe it. It's the last, we're coming up to the last song, Forever Yours. And this is a real party moment. And Ellie, you were leading the song on the night and you were like going crazy. The room was going crazy, wasn't it? It was
So
like,
good.
It was so fun. Just everyone all together, mosh pits, lots of shouting, lots of everything going on. So fun. I loved it.
all going on. And I mean, this is an established song for us. We've been leading this song for years now. Youth events, you know, lots at church, like, and it's a real party moment for us. What else can you know? Why do we celebrate? Why do we do all this sort of party stuff? I mean,
It's just, first of all, it's just so fun, isn't it, to celebrate? Like when there's something to celebrate, when there's something to rejoice over, we've got to, haven't we? We can't miss that moment of when there's something to celebrate. And I think what's so powerful is when we're together, when we get to all come together and celebrate one thing, which is Jesus and, you know, all that he's done. It's like, well, we're going to flipping shout, we're going to flipping dance and like go for it, you know, more than ever. And I think it's just so powerful when these songs, when they mean something, and then we can go for it and sing them and believe it too. Every single word, you know, I'm forever yours. Yeah, I'm going to shout that and I'm going to dance and I'm going to mosh and I'm going to flip my hair. Who cares, you know? So I love that. The power of celebration is so beautiful. And we can't stop celebrating, can we? So much good to celebrate.
let's do it.
Woo!
Forever Yours. Here we go.
Everybody, how we doing? Isn't our God absolutely amazing? Yeah! Okay, you know this bit. Sing along. 1, 2, 3, ho! A little bit louder. I will wait on you, Lord.
done for making it to the end.
I'm sure there's a lot of you that made it to the end. That's awesome. And well, we just wanted to say thank you so much. Particularly, there's a huge, as you can imagine, a huge team, the Brighton City team, massive team to pull this off. So we're so grateful to every single one of you. It's an incredible project, so many hours and time, all that effort that's gone in to make this a beautiful project.
Yeah, and thank you for joining us this evening, and stay in touch. We love seeing your comments. Stay in touch via our Instagram, our Facebook, check out the album on Spotify, and we'll see you soon.
Bye.